Sometimes the oldest stories have the most to say about our lives right now. And today, we're going to dive into one of those. It's a piece of wisdom that's thousands of years old, but trust me, it feels like it was written for today. It's all about this idea of being trapped, maybe in a burning house, asking one huge question, and then finding out the answer isn't what you expected at all. You thought there was one way out? Turns out, there are 12.
So, where does this story come from? Well, it's from this really ancient text, the Sutra of the 10 householders from 8 cities. And inside, you've got this group of super successful people, and they ask a question that, honestly, I think we all ask ourselves in one way or another.
And the question is this: is there really only one right way to do things? One right path? Like one correct way to build your career, or find some peace, or just live a life that actually means something? It's a massive question, right? And really, the search for that answer is what we're going to explore together right now.
All right, so let's meet the people who actually asked this question in the first place. And get this, they weren't monks meditating in some remote cave. Nope, they were people who were probably a lot like you and me.
Okay, so our heroes, if you will, were these 10 super successful merchants. I mean, think of them as the big-shot CEOs of their time. They were wealthy, they were respected, they had everything you could possibly want on the outside. But, despite all that success, they just had this nagging feeling that something was missing. You know that feeling? Like they'd won the game of life on the surface, but inside it just felt kind of empty. So they decided to do something about it. They went on this quest to find a man named Ānanda, who was one of the Buddha's main disciples, hoping he could give them some real answers.
So after this long journey, they finally get to meet him. They're face to face with this great teacher. And this is the moment where the whole story pivots. Because they don't ask him for stock tips or secrets to getting even richer. They ask him something way, way deeper.
Basically, they ask him this: Hey Ānanda, did the Buddha teach just one single path? Is there only one exclusive way for people to find ultimate liberation? You can almost feel what they're hoping for, can't you? They want a simple, straightforward instruction manual. Just tell us the one thing we got to do and we'll do it.
But Ānanda's answer? Well, it wasn't the simple check-the-box answer they were looking for. Not at all. It was something so much bigger, so much more profound, and in the end, way more empowering.
So he told them, look, you're right about one thing. There is one destination, liberation, this state of ultimate freedom. But the ways to get there? Oh, that's a whole different story. There are so many paths. He didn't just give them one key to one door. He basically opened their eyes to the fact that the house they were in had at least 12 different exits.
And this is so brilliant. Ānanda started laying out all these different approaches because he knew there's no one-size-fits-all answer to the big questions in life, right? He said, for some people, the ones who are naturally introspective, the path might be deep meditation. For others, the really big-hearted, compassionate types, the path is all about cultivating kindness for everyone. And for others still, it was about pushing your awareness beyond the physical world. And here's the absolute key takeaway. The path has to fit you. You don't have to force yourself to fit the path.
You can imagine, this just completely blew the merchants' minds. It was such a game-changing idea that they actually came up with their own metaphor to make sense of it all. And it's such a brilliant one that it's been told ever since.
And their reaction wasn't confusion, it was just pure joy, total relief. They pretty much shouted, "This is amazing! We came here looking for just one gate to freedom, and you've shown us 12. That right there, that aha moment is the real heart of this story. They realized they weren't failing or locked out, they just hadn't seen all the other doors that were right there the whole time.
And this is where their brilliant metaphor comes in. It perfectly explains what they finally understood. They said, okay, feeling stuck, feeling confused and unhappy, it's like being trapped inside a giant house that's on fire. And what Ānanda just showed them is that this burning house has 12 different doors. Now think about it. If you're in a house that's actually on fire, are you going to stand around and debate which door is the prettiest or the most correct one to use? No way. You just get out. Any door that leads you to safety is the right door. The goal isn't to find the one perfect door. The goal is to escape the fire.
And for these merchants, escaping that fire wasn't just some abstract idea. It was a real, life-changing feeling of relief. It was so powerful, in fact, that it immediately turned into action. And this is where the story gets even better, because it shows us that real wisdom isn't just about what you know in your head, it's about what you do with it.
So what did they do? They pulled their money together and bought a residence. And we're not talking about a small gift here. It was valued at 500
whatever the currency was. The point is, it was an absolute fortune back then. This wasn't just a thank you card. This was a massive, incredible gesture that showed just how deeply this lesson had hit them. And they went and gave this incredible gift straight to Ānanda, as a personal offering, from them to their teacher. It was this truly heartfelt thank you for the wisdom that had basically set them free from that frustrating, dead-end search for the one right way.
But here comes the final and maybe the most beautiful twist in the whole story. What does Ānanda do with this huge, personal, lavish gift? He immediately turns around and gives it away to the entire community, for everyone to use. He was showing them the final piece of the puzzle. Finding your own door out of the fire isn't just about saving yourself. It's about opening up a whole new way of living that gives back to everyone around you. And just like that, this ancient story comes full circle, right back to us, here and now. I mean, think about our own lives, whether we're trying to choose a career, or figure out a problem at work, or just, become a better person. How often are we totally fixated on finding that one right way? This story is an invitation. It's asking us to just look around, to stop stressing about finding the one single perfect answer and start getting curious. Start wondering, what are the other doors? What are the other paths that I haven't even noticed yet? What unique gate might be just waiting for you to open it?